welcome back to Prime Wealth. Today, we're diving into something really exciting, automated dropshipping.
Yeah, it's a fascinating area that's gaining a lot of traction. You know, many people over 40 are looking for ways to create passive income, and dropshipping can be a great option if set up correctly.
Exactly. We'll be talking about the systems and tools you need to get started, how to choose the right products, and some strategies to really make your dropshipping business stand out.
And let's not forget the importance of understanding your target audience and marketing effectively. Those are key components that can make or break your success in this space.
Right. We'll also touch on some common pitfalls to avoid and share practical tips that you can implement right away.
It's all about setting up a sustainable system that works for you so you can focus on the things that really matter in life.
So, if you've ever thought about launching your own online business or just want to explore new avenues for financial growth, stick around.
Let's jump into it and explore how you can harness the power of automated dropshipping.
You know, Alex, it's so interesting how automated dropshipping is really gaining traction, especially for folks over 40. I mean, a lot of people in that age group are thinking about their retirement timelines and how to secure their financial future.
Absolutely, Jordan. People are often looking for ways to supplement their income as they approach retirement. With traditional pension plans becoming less common, diversifying income streams is more critical than ever. Automated dropshipping can provide a flexible option that fits into their lives without requiring a huge time commitment.
Right, and I think that flexibility is key. A lot of listeners might be juggling jobs, family responsibilities, or even caring for aging parents. So the idea of starting a business that doesn't demand constant attention can be really appealing.
Definitely. And, there's also the issue of inflation. Prices have been rising steadily, which can erode savings faster than many realize. Having an additional income stream can help mitigate that pressure. It's not just about making ends meet. It's about maintaining a certain lifestyle and financial security.
Exactly. I was reading a statistic recently that said nearly 40% of Americans over 40 are worried about not having enough money for retirement. That's a huge number. And it speaks to the anxiety around financial stability. Automated dropshipping could be a way to reduce that stress.
For sure. And the emotional side of money security can't be overlooked. Many people start to feel that pressure as they think about retirement. They want to ensure they can enjoy their later years without the constant worry of financial strain.
That's such a good point. And the beauty of dropshipping is that it allows you to start small. You don't need a massive investment up front. You can test the waters and see what works without risking your entire savings.
Exactly. It's about creating a system that can generate income while you focus on other priorities. For instance, I spoke with a client recently. Let's call her Lisa. She's in her early 50s and was feeling the weight of her retirement savings not meeting her expectations. After exploring dropshipping, she found a niche market she was passionate about, which made the whole process more enjoyable for her.
That's inspiring. Did she have any prior experience in business or e-commerce?
Not really. She had a background in teaching, but she was determined to learn. She started by taking online courses about dropshipping, researching suppliers, and understanding how to market her products. It was a steep learning curve at first, but she dedicated a few hours each week, and now she's not only supplementing her income, but also feeling more empowered.
That's a wonderful example of how someone can take control of their financial future. It sounds like she really embraced the challenge.
Definitely. And Lisa isn't alone. There are many people over 40 who are leveraging their life experience and skills in new ways. They might be more cautious, but that also means they can approach dropshipping with a strategic mindset. They know how to research, plan, and execute.
That's true. Plus, with technology being so readily available these days, setting up an online store is more accessible than ever. You can use platforms like Shopify or WooCommerce, which guide you through the process step by step.
Exactly, and that tech makes it easier to automate a lot of the processes. You can set up systems for inventory management, customer service, and even marketing. It allows you to scale without feeling overwhelmed.
And for someone who's already navigating the complexities of life, having those automated systems in place can be a real lifesaver. They can focus on what they love while still generating income.
Right! And let's not forget about the community aspect. There are online forums and groups dedicated to dropshipping where people share their experiences and tips. This support network can be incredibly valuable, especially for those who might feel isolated in their financial journey.
I can imagine. It's more than just starting a business. It's about connecting with others who are on a similar path. That sense of camaraderie can really bolster your confidence.
Absolutely, and for many, that emotional support is just as important as the financial aspect. It's about building a sense of community around shared goals and aspirations.
And speaking of aspirations, I think what's so appealing about dropshipping is the potential for growth. You can start small, but if you find something that works, you can scale it up. It could even lead to a full-time venture down the line.
Yes, scaling can be a game changer. It's not just about creating a side hustle, it's about opening doors to new opportunities. Some people have turned their dropshipping ventures into significant sources of income, allowing them to transition into retirement planning with more ease.
And that's exactly what many of our listeners are aiming for, a way to enhance their financial security as they approach those retirement years.
So the key takeaway here is that automated dropshipping can provide not just an additional income stream, but also a sense of control and empowerment. It's about taking proactive steps toward financial independence.
Right. And understanding the tools and systems available can make the process smoother. So what are some practical strategies for getting started with dropshipping? So let's dive into some core strategies and rules of thumb for getting started with automated dropshipping. What's the first step in your experience?
Well, the first thing I always recommend is to really choose a niche that resonates with you. It's important to pick something you're passionate about or at least interested in. This way, you'll be more motivated to engage with the market and your customers.
Right, and I imagine that makes it easier to create relevant content too. But how do you narrow it down?
Great question. Start by researching market trends. Tools like Google Trends or even social media platforms can provide insights into what people are currently interested in. Look for gaps in the market where you can offer something unique.
So it's about finding a balance between passion and market demand?
Exactly. Once you've identified a niche, the next step is to find reliable suppliers. There are platforms like AliExpress, Oberlo, or Spocket that can connect you with suppliers. You want to make sure they have a good reputation, quality products, and can handle shipping efficiently.
And checking reviews and ratings is crucial here, right?
Absolutely. Take the time to read reviews and maybe even order a few products yourself to check the quality and shipping times. This way, you're not only vetting your suppliers, but also getting a feel for what you might be selling.
That makes sense. Once you've got your niche and suppliers sorted, what's next?
Now it's time to set up your online store. Platforms like Shopify or WooCommerce are popular choices because they're user-friendly and have plenty of resources to help you get started. You can customize your store to match your brand and make it appealing to your target audience.
And I bet having a professional-looking website can make a big difference in building trust with customers.
Definitely. A clean, professional design, along with clear product descriptions and high-quality images, can significantly increase your conversion rates. Think about how you feel when you visit a website that looks outdated or poorly designed.
Yeah, it's like a red flag, isn't it? So once the store is up and running, how do you manage the actual dropshipping process?
This is where automation really shines. Use tools like Oberlo or DSers to automate order processing. These tools can help you manage inventory levels and order fulfillment without you having to do everything manually.
That sounds like a huge time saver. But what if there's an issue with an order?
Good point. You should always have a clear communication plan in place with your suppliers. Make sure you know how to contact them quickly in case of issues, and ideally, they should have a solid return policy.
And I imagine keeping your customers informed throughout the process is key too.
For sure. Automated email notifications can help keep your customers updated on their order status, which can enhance their experience and reduce anxiety about their purchase.
That's really important, especially since people want to feel secure when they're buying online.
Exactly. And don't forget about marketing. Once everything is in place, you'll want to drive traffic to your store. Social media marketing, email marketing, and even pay-per-click advertising can be effective strategies.
You mentioned social media. Any specific platforms that work better for dropshipping?
It really depends on your niche. For visual products, Instagram and Pinterest can be awesome. If your niche is more professional or B2B focused, LinkedIn could be a great avenue.
So it's about understanding where your audience hangs out, right?
Right, and engagement is key. Respond to comments, share user-generated content, and build a community around your brand.
That sounds like it could take a lot of time. How do you manage that?
You can automate some of it. Tools like Buffer or Hootsuite let you schedule posts in advance, so you're not constantly tied to your phone or computer.
That's a good tip. And speaking of automation, what about customer service?
That's another area where automation can help. Chatbots can be a fantastic tool for answering frequently asked questions. They can provide instant responses, which is something customers really appreciate.
Definitely. But do you think there's a limit to how much you should automate?
Yes, I do. While automation is fantastic for efficiency, it's crucial to maintain a personal touch. Sometimes, customers appreciate a human response, especially when there's an issue. So find that balance.
That's a good point. Now let's talk about tracking and analytics. How important is that in the dropshipping business?
It's essential. Tools like Google Analytics can help you track your website traffic, understand customer behavior, and refine your marketing strategies. Knowing what works and what doesn't can save you a lot of time and money in the long run.
So staying on top of data can really help you make informed decisions?
Absolutely. You can learn which products are popular, where your traffic is coming from, and even the demographics of your customers. It's all about leveraging that information to improve your business.
This is all really practical advice. But what are some common pitfalls people should watch out for?
Well, one major pitfall is underestimating the importance of customer service. If customers have a bad experience, it can really hurt your reputation.
I can see how that would snowball quickly. What else should they be aware of?
Another common mistake is not keeping track of expenses. It's easy to overlook small costs, but they can add up and eat into your profits.
That's a great reminder. So it's really about staying organized and proactive throughout the entire process.
Exactly. And let's not forget about staying adaptable. The e-commerce landscape changes rapidly, so being willing to pivot when necessary can make all the difference.
Those are fantastic insights, Alex. It sounds like there's a lot to consider when starting out, but with the right strategies in place, it can be a manageable and rewarding journey. So Alex, as we dive deeper into automated dropshipping, I think it's really important to talk about some common pitfalls people face.
Absolutely, Jordan. One of the biggest mistakes I see is not doing enough research on suppliers. People jump in thinking it's all about setting up the store and waiting for sales, but if the supplier isn't reliable, it can lead to disaster.
Right? Like long shipping times or low quality products?
Exactly. I once worked with a client who didn't vet their suppliers properly. They went with the cheapest option, and their customers started receiving damaged products or items that weren't as advertised. They ended up with a flood of refund requests, which really hurt their reputation.
That's tough. So how can someone avoid that?
Well, first, always look for suppliers with good reviews and a solid track record. You can also order samples yourself. That way, you get a first-hand look at what you're offering.
That makes sense. What about the tech side of things? I imagine that can be a minefield too.
Definitely. A common mistake is relying too heavily on automation without understanding the systems. People think once they set everything up, it'll just run smoothly. But tech can fail. Or bugs can crop up.
Like what happened to that one entrepreneur you mentioned?
Right. He had automated his entire order process, but he didn't monitor it regularly. One day, the automation glitched, and orders were going out with incorrect shipping information. Customers were confused, and it took a lot of time to fix the mess.
Yikes. So regular check-ins are crucial, huh?
For sure. You want to make sure your systems are functioning as intended. Also, be aware of your metrics. If you notice sudden drops in order volume or spikes in customer complaints, that's a red flag.
Makes sense. And what about marketing? I've heard many people struggle there too.
Oh, definitely. A common mistake is not targeting the right audience. Some entrepreneurs think more traffic equals more sales. But if that traffic isn't the right fit, it's pointless.
Like casting a wide net but catching nothing worthwhile?
Exactly. I had a client who was selling fitness products but was targeting a very general audience. They spent a ton on ads without seeing any real conversions. Once we refined their target market to health enthusiasts, their sales picked up significantly.
So narrowing down the audience helps. What about the financial side? I bet that can trip people up too.
Oh, without a doubt. Many new dropshippers underestimate their expenses. They think they can just set up a store and start making money, but there are costs involved, like website maintenance, marketing, and shipping fees.
So it's essential to have a budget in place right from the start?
Yes, and keep track of all your expenses. I've seen entrepreneurs neglect this and end up in the red without even realizing it. They thought they were making a profit, only to find out their margins were much tighter than they expected.
I can see how that would be a wake-up call. And what about customer service?
Great point. Another common pitfall is neglecting customer service. With dropshipping, you might think, I'm just the middleman. But customers still expect quick responses and resolutions.
Right, and if they don't get that, they might just move on to another store.
Exactly. I had a client who didn't prioritize customer service and ended up with a lot of negative reviews. They realized too late that handling complaints effectively is crucial for long-term success.
So keeping a good relationship with customers can really make a difference.
Absolutely. It's all about building trust. And remember, just because you're automating aspects of your business doesn't mean you can automate your customer relationships.
That's a great reminder. Are there any other warning signs people should look out for?
Well, one big one is feeling overwhelmed or burned out. If you're constantly stressed about your business, it could indicate that things are off track. It's important to step back and assess what's not working.
That makes sense. Sometimes, it's easy to get caught up in the daily grind and forget to evaluate the bigger picture.
Yes, and also, if you notice that you're not enjoying what you're doing, that's a red flag too. If running your business becomes a chore rather than something you're passionate about, it's time to reassess.
That's such a valuable perspective. So what can someone do if they find themselves in one of these situations?
Well, first, take a deep breath and don't panic. Identify the specific issues you're facing. If it's supplier related, consider reaching out to better options. If it's tech, maybe hire a freelancer who can help you streamline things.
And what if it's marketing that's the problem?
Then it's time to reevaluate your strategy. Look at your analytics to understand where your traffic is coming from and adjust your targeting accordingly. Don't be afraid to experiment with different approaches.
That sounds like a good plan. And I guess asking for help can be a game changer too, right?
Definitely. Whether it's hiring a consultant or joining a community of dropshippers, support can make a huge difference. Learning from others, experiences can save a lot of headaches.
And there's always room for growth and improvement, right?
Absolutely. The important thing is to stay adaptable and open to learning from your experiences.
So those are some immediate steps you can take. Now let's bring everything together. All right, so let's dive into some immediate actions our listeners can take if they're interested in getting started with automated dropshipping.
Absolutely, Jordan. First things first, I'd recommend starting with some research. Understanding the market, identifying potential products, and getting a feel for what sells well is crucial. You can use tools like Google Trends or even social media platforms to spot trends.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I suppose you can also look at platforms like Amazon or eBay to see what's popular, right?
Exactly. Spending some time on those sites can give you insight into customer preferences and pricing strategies. Once you have a few product ideas, the next step is to find a reliable supplier.
Right, and there are several platforms out there for that too, like AliExpress, Oberlo, or even Printful if you're looking into print-on-demand products. What's important is to ensure your suppliers are reputable.
Yes, and don't hesitate to order samples. It's a good way to assess product quality before you commit to anything. Plus, it gives you first-hand experience of what customers will receive.
That's a great tip. And once you've got your products and suppliers lined up, the next step is to set up your online store. There are user-friendly platforms like Shopify or WooCommerce that can help you get started without needing extensive tech skills.
Right, and they often have templates that make the process pretty straightforward. Just remember to focus on creating a user-friendly experience. Clear navigation, high-quality images, and compelling product descriptions can really make a difference.
And let's not forget about branding. Even in dropshipping, having a strong brand identity can help you stand out from the competition, don't you think?
Absolutely, Jordan. Think about your target audience. What's going to resonate with them? That could be your store name, logo, or even the tone of your marketing.
So once the store is up, what's next?
Well, you'll want to set up your payment methods. Platforms like PayPal or Stripe are great options. They're widely recognized, and customers feel more secure using them.
For sure. And then it's time to launch the store, right? But before doing that, should they consider marketing strategies?
Definitely. Start small with some social media marketing. Platforms like Facebook or Instagram can be effective for reaching your audience. You might want to consider running some targeted ads based on your research.
And don't forget about email marketing. Building an email list early on can be a game changer for later sales.
Exactly. You can use tools like MailChimp or ConvertKit to manage your list and send out newsletters. It's a great way to keep customers engaged and informed about new products or promotions.
That sounds like a solid plan. And after the launch, how should they manage their operations?
Well, automation is key here. Using tools like Zapier can help connect different apps and automate tasks. For example, you can automate order processing or inventory management.
That's super helpful. And what about customer service?
Good point. Implementing chatbots or help desk software can streamline customer interactions. Tools like Zendesk or Tidio can handle common inquiries, freeing you up for more complex issues.
Yeah, and that can save a lot of time. So we've covered a lot of ground here. Are there any books or resources you'd recommend for someone looking to deepen their knowledge in dropshipping?
Absolutely. The Complete Guide to Dropshipping by David A. Lance is a great resource. It covers everything from finding suppliers to marketing strategies.
And there are tons of online courses too. Sites like Udemy or Coursera offer courses specifically focused on dropshipping.
Exactly. And they often provide practical examples that can help you get started. Just remember, the best way to learn is often through trial and error.
So true. And I think it's important to emphasize starting small. You don't need to launch with a massive inventory. Testing the waters with a few products can help you gauge what works for your audience.
Absolutely. And as you grow, you can always expand your product range based on what's performing well.
Yeah, and it's also essential to keep an eye on your financials. Setting up a simple accounting tool like QuickBooks or FreshBooks can help you track income and expenses.
That's a great point. Keeping your finances organized will help you understand your cash flow and make informed decisions as your business grows.
And let's not forget about community. Joining dropshipping forums or online groups can provide support and insights from others who are on the same journey.
Yes, networking with others can lead to valuable advice and even collaboration opportunities. It's all about sharing knowledge and experiences.
So it seems like there are plenty of actionable steps someone can take to get started with automated dropshipping.
Exactly, and it's all about creating a system that works for you. By starting small and gradually building your operations, you'll be well on your way to establishing a successful business.
That's such an encouraging thought. So now that we've laid out these steps, let's bring everything together and transition to our outro. Well, that was quite a deep dive into automated dropshipping, wasn't it?
Absolutely, Jordan. We covered some really essential strategies and tools that can make a huge difference.
Right? So let's recap a few key takeaways. First off, automation is key. Using software to handle inventory and orders can save you tons of time.
Exactly. And then there's the importance of choosing the right niche. Really understanding your audience can set you apart from the competition.
And don't forget about the power of data analytics. Tracking metrics helps you make informed decisions that can boost your profits.
For sure. And we also talked about building strong supplier relationships. That's crucial for ensuring quality and reliability in your business.
It really is. And all these strategies can help create a more sustainable business model for anyone looking to start dropshipping.
You know, it's all about taking those small, consistent steps. It might feel overwhelming at first, but with the right systems in place, it can become a seamless process.
Exactly. And for those listening, remember that financial independence is a journey, not a sprint. Each step you take can lead to greater security and freedom in the long run.
Couldn't agree more. So if you found this episode helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. And hey, share this with someone who's over 40 and looking to explore new income streams.
Yes. And next time, we'll dive into an exciting topic, membership sites, exploring how you can create a recurring income model.
That's going to be a great conversation.
Absolutely. So until then, keep pushing forward. And remember, your financial future is in your hands.
Take care, everyone.
Bye for now.